So today, this black guy, right, he called me a feminist. And I really didn't know what a feminist real true definition was. So we're going to look up the definition right now. What is a feminist? All right, here we go. What is a feminist? All right. So we're going to look into this. Feminist is a noun, an advocate for women's rights on the basis of equality of the sexes, a person who supports feminism. All right, so we're going to look at this. A feminist is someone who believes in and advocates for the political, economic, and social equality of the sexes, particularly for women. Right? This belief is expressed through the social political movement of feminism, which seeks to achieve greater equality for women and challenge gender-based oppression in all spheres of life. A feminist can be any gender and works to achieve goals like equal pay, reproductive rights, and freedom from discrimination and violence. What? So my thing, what I will tell this black male, like, you must hate women, like, really, really bad. If you don't want women to have equal pay, reproductive rights, you don't want her to have freedom from discrimination, freedom from violence, because as a feminist, you have to include all these things in there. You just can't just take out bits and pieces or whatever. Like, yes, I am definitely all that right there. Definitely. So let's go core principles. Equality, the fundamental belief that all genders should have equal rights, opportunities, and treatment in all aspects of life. I agree. Challenging oppression, a commitment to identify and dismantling systems and structures that create and perpetuate gender inequality such as patriarchy and capitalism. Definitely. Empowerment, the goal of empowering individuals, especially women, to achieve their full potential and make their own life choices without societal or systemic barriers. Why is that a problem for a lot of you fucking black males out there? Why is that a problem? Why do you want to see women suffer? Why do you want women to have the opposite of that? So if I am this, which I definitely am, right? Why would you want women to have the opposite? So why would you want women not to have equal pay? Why would you want women to not have reproductive rights over their own body? Why do you want women not to have any freedom? You want them to be discriminated against, and you want violence to be upon them. You don't want freedom of violence. You don't want them to have equal rights and opportunities and equal treatment in all aspects of life. You don't want them to have equality, right? You don't want them to dismantle any system and structure that creates and perpetuate gender inequality. You don't want them to have that, right? So you want them not to have the ability to make their own life choices, right? You don't want them to be empowered as individuals. You don't want them to achieve their full potential in life. What the fuck is wrong with you Negroes? You Negroes sound like that ancient ass white man back on that fucking plantation, dude. The opposite of being a feminist is being an ancient ass white slave master from back in them days, dude, when they used to have your fucking ancestors, the women in your family, have the opposite of this. They had the opposite of this one time in history, right? They couldn't make their own choices. They couldn't have freedom of nothing. So you telling me that you hate the fact that women back in those days had that happen to black women on their plantation. You wasn't cool with that, right? But now that women have freedom and have the opportunity to have these things going on, you are upset? That's being a hypocrite, man. And you're lucky I don't say your motherfucking name, because I usually don't say these people's names and shit, like these black males and these Hebrew Israelites and these pseudoscience teachers and these Hotep Negroes. I don't understand why y'all hate women so fucking much. I don't understand it. Why you don't want a woman to have freedom? Why you talk shit about a woman who wants freedom? That is a basic human right for all human beings. And you're mad because she wants freedom to make her own fucking choices in life? You crybaby ass black males out there, man. So yeah, to answer that dude's question, and this is the only thing the dude was right about me, right? I am a feminist. You can call me that, right? I fit that criteria, right? But I'm also a Revo, right? So the thing is that we're going to get back to more learning later.